Interviewed me the first time I came to TVC when I was searching for a job then. And she made an impression. I'll leave it at that. Now let's talk about how did we get here? That's the question. When you look at the book, the first thing that jumps at you is the title, especially the fact that it is written in red. How did we get here? And like me said, that's a national question. And it is, even in broadcast. When you look at every sectors of the economy or the nation as a whole, that's the question on the lips of everyone. How did we get here? So you would agree with me that the title is apt, highlighting some of the major mistakes that have brought us where we are as an industry, that's the media. So Ify Onyekule brilliantly walks us through the mistakes that had 21 years in the industry, working in 12 radio and TV stations, taught her. So you would agree with me that she is in a good stead to write about this. Now, she painstakingly put together 25 of the numerous mistakes we see in the industry today. Now, a few of the major highlights for me are in some of the chapters 9, 17, and 20. Unfortunately, I dropped my book over there. I would have liked to highlight some of the contents of the book. Thank you. She begins with, I am very famous. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that up-and-coming presenters have, especially when they find themselves in front of a microphone or a television. And she tries to address the fact that because you see yourself in front of the TV, do not always assume that you are already famous. It takes walking the ropes, learning the process to get famous, and people will come after you. The second is, I am a brand. Well, that also comes from the feeling of, I am famous. The third, I know everything. It is expected that as a journalist, you know a bit of everything. But a lot of persons, especially up-and-coming presenters, feel that, well, because I know everything, you can't correct me, you can't say certain things to me, and they leave it at that. And the fourth, you cannot correct me. The fifth, I don't need a mentor. She rightly pointed out that Madam Bimbo Oloyede is her mentor. And a lot of us here have mentors. And with this page, or with this chapter, she tries to make us understand the role of a mentor while growing in broadcasting. Chapter 6, the station is nothing without me. A feeling that most persons also have, because the station reckons with you, you feel that the station cannot do without you. But that's enough. The seventh one is popular by phone calls. When you have lots of people calling onto your program, and some presenters feel that makes them popular. The next is, who needs a script? Some persons do not go on TV or radio with a script. They feel they can talk off the cuff. And then they veer off the focus of the topic, making mistakes. And the ninth one is, it's not a mistake, it's my style. They refuse to be corrected. And she addressed the fact that a majority of young presenters do not like to be corrected, and they ask, who are you to correct me? Forgetting that mistakes are like building blocks, especially when you learn from them. Mistakes are valuable. Now the 10th one, always delete anchor. The 11th, vacation, not for me. Some persons do not like to go on vacation. They feel that if they go off air for a day, someone might take up their space, and so they have to sit back. Then the 12th, off air for a day, never. They're still also addressing the fact that they do not want to leave their space. The 13th, I can just walk away. Now, when some persons feel that they are the it in the station, and so walking away might make the station feel they can't do without them. They realize, or if he actually tries to address that fact, that do not always have that feeling that the station or a station cannot do without you. And then the 14th one, money is everything. Some persons do not want to just give some things a try, or they just want money. Well, some would say you cannot blame them because of the situation we see in the industry these days when the welfare package is not what it's supposed to be. But then, you have a reputation at stake that must be at the front burner. The 15th, I can't control my breath. 16th, who cares about timing? She also tries to address that with this book. And then 17th, why should I listen to my colleagues on air? I love this one. Because a lot of colleagues on air, they see themselves as competitors. And that's the challenge. Instead of listening to one another, you can learn a thing or two from your colleague. There's nothing wrong with that. You watch your competitor, if you call them that, but there's something you can pick from someone, and that is what she tried to address. The 18th, we are better than reporters. Everyone is a journalist. Be you on air as a news anchor or you are a reporter. Dress code, anyhow. Dress the way you want to be addressed, basically. Dress in such a way that you are confident. It exudes confidence and professionalism. Then 20th one, anyone can be a presenter. This is another one for me. And if he says anyone can be a presenter is a major or one of the major drivers of what journalism is today. You would agree with me. Through this book, she helps us understand that a good look, a good voice, or body is not enough. Training is the key. 21. I hope I got that right. 22. I am irreplaceable. 23. My friend, the boss. This talks about how we relate with one another. You respect your boss, but you can also take your boss as a friend. Can we meet you? A question she said she learned from one of the veterans in the industry as well. And she climaxes with always present at work. That's the presence of mind. Now, she takes the pain to ensure anyone who picks the book gets an in-depth understanding of each mistake. Her language is simple and conversational, no jaw-breaking words, which for me is a deliberate move by her because if you want to learn from a mistake, you have to be as simple as possible for the message to make the needed impact. The book is like a light that will guide up and coming broadcast journalists to succeed. It should be a part of the curriculum of mass communication students in universities, polytechnics, and monotechnics. She also embedded pictures of veterans in the industry, the likes of Bimbo Oloyede, Jones Hussein, Femi Showolu, Charles Kalu, to mention a few, who endorsed the book, but also to document on the pages of history those who walked this path before some of us and were successful. This book is like a mirror that helps you identify what's not right with your makeup as a broadcaster. In building a broadcasting career, it helps you lay a solid foundation. It's a blueprint for anyone who has a vision for a long-lasting, impactful, and successful career in the media industry. Finally, if you know a broadcast journalist that has the potential and has shown that they want to go far in the journey of broadcasting, please buy them this book. And then they need to train, build capacity is also very important. It is often said, if you do not know where you're going, you know where you're coming from. Now that Ify has helped us know how we got here, if you read the book, I believe we will be able to navigate better the journey to where we are headed. Thank you.